Hello, I'm Daniela Rizzi from ICLEI Europe. I'm happy to present you the UrbanByNature Programme, the global program for urban nature pioneers. UrbanByNature is a facilitated capacity building and expertise sharing program. It's about empowering local governments all over the world to harness the boundless potential of nature for sustainable urban development. Our vision is that local governments, civil society, and businesses have the opportunity to co-create a sustainable and resilient urban future using nature's innovative potential. Our mission is to lift the barriers to urban nature and set our cities and towns on a new green and blue course. This is the only program worldwide which builds the capacity of local governments to step-by-step plan nature-based solutions in cities. UrbanByNature resonates with international standards such as ISO 37101, an overarching management system standard for sustainable development in communities. A fundamental aspect of this standard is the concept of a series of interlinked, iterative phases optimizing planning and implementation processes. This program is designed to be flexible and adaptable to the questions and expertise that participants and contributors bring to the table from their diverse backgrounds and regions. The expertise sharing will happen via online webinars and face-to-face workshops across Europe, Brazil, China, Korea, and the Caucasus, with more regions to come. There are many benefits for participants. Cities can exchange with other cities globally on their ambitions, processes, policies, financing options, and business approaches to solve challenges with urban nature. They can learn how to plan and implement urban green and blue interventions for and with citizens. They can support collective actions towards a sustainable, inclusive, and resilient future for cities and towns of all sizes, locations, budgets, and capacities. Further, they can gain access to tools and approaches developed in the Connecting Nature project that support the planning and implementation of nature-based interventions. They can also strengthen the collective action of local and subnational governments in moving towards global sustainable development and climate goals, such as the SDGs and the Paris Climate Agreement. You can see here the target audiences of the program. We are welcoming city officials and government representatives from all over the world. These are practically the main audience of this program. For example, city staff working for departments such as the Department of Environment and Greening of a city, or the Urban Planning Department, or the Public Spaces, the Public Health, Sustainable Development, Environmental Justice, Sustainable Procurement Department, Climate Change Division, planners and technicians, resilience officers, policy officers, political representatives, and decision makers. The program also welcomes other audiences, such as green entrepreneurs, small and medium enterprises, particularly later in the program. We also welcome researchers, community leaders, driven citizens, NGOs, and all who are interested in exchanging of nature-based solutions with European cities and experts. This knowledge-sharing program has up to 4 regional hubs worldwide, starting in Brazil, and further it will be launched in the Caucasus, Korea, and China. Each stream of the program has the duration of approximately 1 year. The program offers 2 modes of exchange: online, via webinars, and face-to-face, via events in the local hubs. Face-to-face events give us the opportunity to delve deeper into topics of planning and BS. We can build on needs and expertise and look at NBS in the local context. In this slide, you see the 7 steps around which the program has been structured. Step 1 is join. It's actually the step in which we are right now. It's about joining a community of active subnational and local government planners. We also have policymakers, businesses, researchers, practitioners, and interested citizens. Within Step 1, you will engage in shaping and participating in a facilitated process to share your own expertise. You will learn with and from committed peers with the ambition to create a greener, more sustainable, and resilient future in your city. So to join, fill in our registration form if you haven't yet, and explore the program to participate in our online events and face-to-face. Step 2. Explore. This step is about exploring how far your city has already come in strengthening urban nature and identifying how to lift the barriers to integrating more nature into your city. This is the step in which you consider your local urban fabric, its particularities and challenges. You will explore and identify existing strategic objectives within your city, relevant urban policies, and plans in place to see where your city or town is starting from and understand what might be possible in terms of space, decision-making, and engagement. We will together support one another in understanding current roles and responsibilities of local actors. We'll also learn to better identify opportunities to make your city more resilient and spot opportunities for creative investment. The webinars in Step 2 help navigate how to map existing policies, plans, and regulations, identify gaps in approaches and instruments used, and understand cities' and towns' needs. The webinars will also assist you in getting an overview of the actors shaping urban nature in your context, tapping into the existing potential of co-creating green and blue spaces together with citizens, analyzing urban spatial conditions, and locating financing schemes and business model opportunities. Step 3. Prioritize. This step is about prioritizing urban challenges that nature-based interventions should help address in your city. It's about elaborating indicators to help track the performance of selected interventions. Within Step 3, you will prioritize the themes or urban challenges on which you want to focus on while participating in Urban by Nature. You'll also learn how to do this together with citizens. Other cities will share with you how they engage their citizens. They will also talk about how they selected their approach. Cities and partners from the Connecting Nature project will support you in identifying indicators to help you track the impact of your efforts. Embark in Step 3 if you want to equip yourself for setting goals and reaching citizens. This step will enable participants to translate nature-based intervention options for their local context. Participants will also learn how to set basic and, if possible, also specific indicators related to your city's specific needs and resources. Step 4. Commit and plan. Learn how to foster commitment to common goals for urban nature and develop an action plan for your intervention, helping to get closer to the long-term vision of bringing nature back into your city. Within Step 4, you will get support in convincing local decision and policymakers to commit to common goals. This step will facilitate outlining an action plan in which priority topics and intervention areas are developed together with citizens, in which responsibilities are assigned, and feasibility is accounted for as far as possible. In simple words, Step 4 is dedicated to gaining commitment and setting out the planning process. The program will lend support to the development of a more concrete action plan, and experts will share how to develop financing, business, and governance models for your planned nature-based interventions. Step 5. Implement. This step is about implementing your plan by setting clear implementation phases within a realistic time span, making good use of the available resources. This step invites public and private authorities and companies offering nature-based products and services to navigate the interests and offers of both and facilitate the implementation of the planned interventions. Participating companies will get to learn from other companies that are already in the business how to extend their portfolio. This step will also support you in preparing to implement your nature-based interventions. Businesses will be addressed specifically to build their capacity in providing local governments with nature-based products and services. It's about building a bridge between the nature-based solutions market and the needs of local governments to realize planned interventions on the ground. Step 6. Monitor. This step is about monitoring your implementation progress according to your identified indicators and evaluating the results. Within this step, you will track and evaluate how your planning and implementation process is progressing, and use your assessment to adjust and improve your approach where necessary. Learn how the project's European cities approach evaluation beyond the use of indicators, and particularly evaluation of the soft process of co-creation. Monitoring and evaluating a process is not about measuring everything that changes, but measuring what you want to change and understanding the dynamics driving it. Through the webinars of this step, you will be able to track and revisit steps taken up to this point and reflect on the process with your partners and stakeholders using methods provided by the program. As a result, you will identify where adjustments to the process are necessary and decide on the way forward. Step 7. Upscale. This step is about developing a strategy to promote nature-based solutions in your city and replicating good practices by sharing them with other local governments. Within this step, you will prepare the grounds to replicate and adapt nature-based solutions across your city and share your experiences with other cities and towns in your region. Learn to check the transferability of your solution to another place or planning process, so it fits the local context in terms of its spatial features and needs, as well as the types of partners that should be involved. You will hear from other local governments how they went about applying their interventions elsewhere and share your experiences as well. Join us in using implementation experience to help scale up interventions to district and city level, helping to avoid duplicating work and increasing the evidence base of promising nature-based solutions cases. The design of these 7 steps of the program took into account 4 structural elements of the Connecting Nature framework. These are impact indicators, technical solutions, financing, business and governance models. These elements are pitched in the 7-step cycle to allow for a cyclical and integrated management approach. Here you see again the image of the 7-step program, but with events pitched to the different steps. These events can be either webinars or face-to-face events, depending on the funding available. In each stream of the UrbanByNature program, events are planned to run for the period of a year. There is the possibility to arrange for extra webinars. For example, if a city and its local partners are interested in focusing on a particular theme, let's say biodiversity, then an extra webinar can be arranged for that, so that the city can exchange with other cities around the world who are also working with the topic. That is how we make UrbanByNature tailored to your needs. People can join the program anytime by registering via our website. Please register if you haven't yet, so that we can keep contacting you. I thank you very much for your attention.